Hello. I recently made a video about how I think that the UK is going to become majority non-white in about 15, 20 years from 2013. Anyway, I wanted to say now what I thought we could do about it. Right, so I've made a list of things that could be done. First of all, don't buy Middle Eastern products or any foreign products really, but certainly not Middle Eastern ones because we're likely to fall to Islam. That's the most likely scenario, and you don't want to end up under Sharia law. When you buy Middle Eastern products, you are obviously financing countries that might send terrorists to us and eventually take us over and put us under Sharia law. And you don't want to end up being made to stone your children to death if they're raped or something like that. Okay. Secondly, use green energy, so you're not using Middle Eastern oil. Buy your electricity from a green supply. Buy an electric car for the same reason. Get into solar power and things like that, and fight for renewable energy. Don't holiday in Islamic countries. You're funding your own death, all the deaths of your children. Don't use airports. We should be closing airports. I read somewhere they let in an astonishing number of people. An astonishing number of people pass through UK airports every year. I can't remember what the exact figure is. I think it might be 500 million, but I think that's very low actually. I think it was something that really was mind-blowing. Like, I don't know. I can't remember the figure, but 500 million is already blowing my mind just thinking about that. If you were taken over by the Islamics and they wanted to move in the entire Middle East, they could probably do it in 1 year. How many Middle Easterners are there? 500 million? They could all be moved to Europe within a single year. Or even just into the UK within a single year. We should be closing airports. They're a security threat. We should be closing airports, really. They are a security threat. Possible a life or death thing for the whole of Europe and for whether or not any white people get to keep any white countries. They have an astonishing throughput of people. You find out for yourself, it's astonishing the number of people who pass through major airports every year. If half the number stayed, God, we'd be completely outnumbered in a couple of months or less. It's really serious. They're a security threat. Whoever the hell wants to keep them open is doing so because they're just totally stupid and want the money. Or even because they want to destroy the West. Maybe they are Jews. Maybe they are rich Jews who want to destroy the only race capable of taking them on, which is white people. Be honest. It's possible. We've got to look at whatever the hell is going on. Because we are really, really close. We're literally about a second to death. People are just not realizing it because everything is being kept so la-la land. Okay, some more ideas. Don't buy from UK Islamics. Again, you're facilitating your own death. It's been shown that they're proven that their charities are used to fund Islamic militants. Years ago, the Labour government, about 5 or 6 years ago, admitted that we have about 10,000 Al-Qaeda terrorists on our streets, or we had them. Probably got 20,000 now, Al-Qaeda trained terrorists. People are going abroad, becoming extremely violent soldiers, having learned all that and practiced it, and coming back here, just waiting for the word to start acting like that with us. Don't fund Islamics. I haven't bought a kebab in about 8 or 9 years. If I can do it, you can do it. All right. Save your money. You might need it very much very soon. If you had to flee, you'd need airfares. vaccinations, rent for your new home or destination. God knows what you might need. Depending on where you were going, you might need to pay bribes to officials. You might want to go anywhere, but wherever there's fighting. I actually don't condone that. I think we should stay and fight. But the fact is, I mean, if we want any white countries, but if you've got like a young family you want to get to safety, you might need to fund that. And you might look back and think, oh my God, why was I so stupid as to buy a flashy car, a new car, or go on holiday when I should have been saving that money so I can could have saved my family, who are now going to face appalling horror and possibly be beheaded or God knows what, maybe stoned to death for drinking alcohol or whatever. Save your money. Don't go on holiday. Don't buy a new car. Don't buy anything. Watch my video about how we could well fall to Islam within 10 or 15 years. I'll put it in the description. Please save your money. Don't go on holiday. That would be a really stupid thing to do right now. Move to nuclear powers to defend them so they don't fall into Islamic hands. Leave your own country. I know you love it. They won't stand against a nuclear country, will it? If it has a war. If Islam falls, if nuclear powers fall to Islam, your country will just have to capitulate or be bombed to bits. And these people really are fanatics. You know what they're like. Even with their own people, they certainly won't worry about you. Move to nuclear powers. We have the EU, open borders. Even if you're just selling roses on the street or begging, move to nuclear powers. Get the vote. Vote out immigration. Vote away immigration. Move to wealthy countries like Britain, like the UK, so it doesn't fall to Islamic hands. Money is power. Move here. Get the vote. Vote out immigration. Vote it away. Vote for, even fight if you have to, all right? I know you think you love your country, but it's just going to be, it's going to have to capitulate or be bombed to bits, right, if the wealthy and nuclear powers are lost to Islam. So come to Western wealthy and nuclear powers and fight for them, if necessary, to save your own country. Vote nationalist. Vote. I don't mind particularly which one you vote for, but vote for a nationalist party. I don't care what you've heard about them. They're not going to be worse for you, are they? Or the chances of them being worse for you are less than the chances of an Islamic takeover would be. Are you really going to allow an Islamic takeover? You know how they treat people. That would include your family. If they treat their own people like that, they'll treat your family like it. So vote nationalist. Whatever the risk, whatever you've been told to fear, it can't be worse than being taken over by Sharia law, and God knows what, being stoned to death for drinking alcohol, being stoned to death as a rape victim for having sex outside of marriage. Vote nationalist. You haven't got any other choice now. Not if you're sane. Or even become a lone wolf. I support any lone wolf who does anything to save the West. And so should everyone else. We cannot condemn our heroes just because our enemies tell us to. Jews own 5 of the 6 biggest daily national newspapers in the UK alone. Why do Jews own almost all of our biggest national newspapers? Why do they own 95% of Hollywood, 95% of the newspapers in America, most of the radio stations? Why are they controlling our culture and information? Because they want power, and that's how they're getting it. I think it's probably them, really. They're the ones who are taking over the world in every way except with countries. But the result has been they have brainwashed us and blinded us to what has been done, and we are now a second from death. Watch my video about it. I'll put it in the description. It's called something like UK indigenes are 15 to 20 years from annihilation or something like that. The situation is entirely serious. You have to take it that way and act like it now. Thank you for watching. Bye.